Morning, gentlemen.
All right. Good morning. How we doing today?
Very well.
Hey guys.
Deal. Okay. Okay. All right, Patrick, are you gonna be able to come to the Vegas thing?
I'm still contemplating. I got to look up plane tickets today. It's kind of 50-50 right now.
Okay. Yeah. Let us know. We need to know that. We're booking all this, so
Okay. Yeah, I'll let John know by the end of today.
all right, good. John Nicholson, you're going, aren't you?
Yeah.
Sweet. Steven can't go. Darn it. Wanted to meet you, Steven.
Yeah, I'm a lot of fun at parties too.
I know. I'm sure you are.
Yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed. My wife has to be in Jersey, so
All right. Ash is gonna be there. That'll be fun to see you, Ash. I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. All right, guys. So what happened this weekend? How'd it go this weekend? Ash, you had some sales come in. Good job.
Yeah.
What'd you do, man? Did you get like everybody in your business plan to put a deposit in or what?
That's the deal. I mean, if they're on the business plan, that they're moving forward. That's I kind of condition them before they get on it in a way before then. I did some tweaking on your script on the good debt, bad debt.
Okay.
And, yeah. So
You want to
thanks,
go
Steve,
through
for
that?
posting those questions. I appreciate that, man. I just forgot I mentioned all those questions and
I forgot
but
to
yeah,
post them.
mhm. Sorry.
No, I said I forgot to post them. I should have done it 3 weeks ago.
No. That's fine. Yeah. So looking forward to a great month coming up, and just need more lead flow. A little bit slow here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I don't, I mean, is it slow?
yeah. I've got no leads today though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You may not be in the rotator. You need to text Charity or John and see
Okay.
what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I give it a day or two. I know there's ups and downs, so I didn't want to just
Yeah.
but I'll give her a message. But so I'm getting working on my pipeline today.
yeah.
So tell me about how you kind of you said if they get to your business plan, you kind of already know they're moving forward. How do you do that?
Well, what I did is I'm gonna can I show you my screen?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, so I use your same script with
Okay.
the price anchoring, and I just kind of made it a little bit slightly different, but I think you guys are gonna like it, and let me know if it makes sense. But there's certain things that instead of saying good debt and bad debt,
Can you share your screen or do I need to do
yeah. Here, let me. So let's just do a quick role play here, like I said I would do, Bo. So Bo, let me go over a couple of things with you before we get you on the business plan, okay?
Okay.
Uh, so I kind of bring this out and I talk about what Robert Kiyosaki talks about in that last video that they should have seen,
Yeah.
the secret. So you remember, Bo, you are watching those 3 videos. We went over the mindset and all that. But let's
Hmm.
talk a bit about being a business owner. Do you understand the differences between an asset and liabilities?
I mean, I think I do. Yeah.
So this is coming to you from Robert Kiyosaki. You said you were fond of him. You read some of his books, and I kind of, let's say they're
Yeah.
into it.
Hmm.
And what is your understanding of an asset? Can you just kind of give me your own, definition of, well, what do you think an asset is?
That makes you money.
Yeah. And there's a second thing, it appreciates in value, right?
Okay.
There's two qualifiers that makes it an asset. And so when you look at starting a business and you look at starting a business, what do you think what happens when investors invest in a business? What do you think? Why do you think they want to invest in a business?
To make money.
Make money. Now, what was your goal here? What was your main reason? Why do you want to start a business for you? Can you repeat back? I know you told me that.
Yeah, I just want more freedom and flexibility and to have the ability to make more money.
Gotcha. Okay. So when you look at a business and people invest in business, when they see price tags of businesses that are like going for 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, how do you think they get cash flow or the initial investment to buy that business?
they either use their own money or they borrow it.
Right, right. Now, when you saw the spreadsheet with Bo, when he was showing you the income potential of making, 700,000 or 400,000 a year, I think that was your goals were right along the line of 250,000. You told me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One thing I'm using is well, just to kind of give a break. One thing I'm using is I'm taking their goals, and because sometimes I find if I tell them, "Oh, you can make 700,000," or it's just like I'm inflating it way too. They're not even on the same page as me. So I use their goal. I say, "You told me you wanted to make 250. Okay, for you to produce 250,000 in profit over the next 12 months." um, what kind of business, let's say if you had a business, right? How would you get the capital to make a profit of $250,000? What do you think you'd have to do?
I don't know.
Most likely you'd have to borrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it myself unless I liquidated everything I have, but yeah, I'd have to borrow it.
So if you had ability to borrow the money, would you put into an asset that would produce $250,000 every single year?
If the numbers work, yeah.
Yeah. So you saw some of the numbers what Bo was talking about, right?
Yeah.
So when you see that your cash flow in the business, how does that work? Let's talk about that. You remember Robert Kiyosaki talked about good debt and bad debt?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at good debt and bad debt for a minute. I'm going to show you the screen.
Okay.
What does it say on the left-hand side about good
Move
debt?
your our faces are in front of that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. There you go.
Yeah. What does it say on the left side about good debt and bad debt? Can you read
Debt
that?
you are taking on with the intention of creating wealth that exceeds your borrowing cost.
Exactly. Now this is coming to you from Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, you can look this up, Google it. But so I'm using Robert Kiyosaki to sell them why they should invest, not me. So I say, okay, on the left hand side, you see that. On the right hand side, what do you think bad debt is?
Um,
There it says right there.
home, car, consumable items, clothing, furniture, refrigerator, stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah. So now, by the way, I did this with over the weekend with Shirley. She just put a deposit in, and I wanted to test this out. And when she looked at this, she goes, "Yeah, that makes sense." So I said, "Well, on the left-hand side, you see people investing in businesses. They have
Mm-hmm.
a return on their investment. They're looking at ROI, and I call it profitable debt. If you want to change that, you can term it as profitable debt. This is non-profitable because it's not generating an income for you. Do you understand what I mean? The difference behind that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the rich people versus the middle and the poor, this is how their income statements were. And this is taken from, again, Robert Kiyosaki teaching you this stuff. The
Okay.
poor take their income, they put it on expenses, and whatever's left over, that's why they're living paycheck to paycheck. The middle class are a little bit better. They're taking their income, they're putting into their liabilities like their mortgage loan, and that's what you told me you have, right? You have all these expenses. Then you have to pay all your other expenses and whatever you're left with. But the rich, watch what they do. Their mindset is they take a percentage off their income and they put it into assets. Now, let me ask you a question, Bo. What percentage of your earned income, your job, are you putting into an asset that is going to increase in value?
Besides my 401k, nothing.
So it's less than 5%, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to analyze some numbers for you. So if you take your income, you told me you're making 80,000 a year, right? And let's say on your 401k, how much do you have in your 401k?
Like 60,000.
60,000. And what percentage of your earned income is going into that? You say per month.
I think like 200 a month, maybe.
100. So 800. So that's less than 5% of your income you're putting into an asset. Majority of your expenses, majority of your income is going into, and that's why you're here. Would you like to be here?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. So the mindset is you have to take a percentage of your income and invest into what we call good debt or into a business that generates an income. Why is that important? This is why. Because Robert Kiyosaki also says that if you're on this side of the fence, you will always be trading time for money. Now, do you always want to be doing that in the next 10, 15 years?
No.
So what do you have to do to be on this side?
You got to have your money working for you.
Yeah. And what would that do for you? Let's say you hit your goal, and I go back to their goals now. What would that income do for you again? If you were making that 20 to 30,000 a month, describe to me what that's going to do for you personally.
Well, I wouldn't have to go to my job, so I would have that free time, and I would be able to travel and have time to be with my children that I've missed.
Heck yeah, I love it. How would that make you feel though, being able to do that?
Feel great.
And why now though? Why would that be important for you to do now?
Because I'm already 42. I don't want to be like this when I'm 62. So I've got to do something now.
Right, right, exactly. So are you the type of guy that plays it safe or that plays it smart? Both are good. I mean, playing it safe is okay. You're still here. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But playing it smart is if you know the numbers, you see other people doing it, you know you could do it, right? That's why the wealthy people are on this side here. They're using their money to make money. And if they don't have money, they find a way to get it. Are you that type of person?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get you on the business plan and let's get started.
Okay, so this is before the business plan.
This is before, yeah, just I take
And
5 minutes.
so, yeah,
go through
this 10 out of 10. Great job, Ash.
You know what? I don't want to sell them. I want Robert Kiyosaki because that last video they watched, people remember what they watched last. So I was thinking, I said, you know, why not use the tools we have and just making them go through that? Because now they know I'm not reading a script. I'm talking to them. I'm visualize. They see it, and then I can actually I put this here in case I need to do more comparisons. I just click on this link, and I can go to the website here. I was going to get into more deeper if I had more time, but I can have them go through this process saying, hey, let's compare some more business. If they're still doubting me at that point, I'll go to this page and I talk about the comparison like you did. You know, and
Yeah, I would add that in regardless. I would make sure you still do
Yeah.
this. It's gonna make a big difference.
and I would just come here and I'd go to their state and I say, let's look
Guys-
at some numbers.
Guys, here's the thing. All right, so Ash, you know, I started talking about this subject 2 weeks ago, right? Price anchoring and cash flow. And the first time you did it was okay. This time was a 10 out of 10. But you took it seriously because you realized that, hey, if Bo's going to spend 2 weeks about this subject, I better figure out how to teach it really quickly. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you saw me, you saw us. I used to be.
I know. I had that advantage, guys. That's the thing. I had that advantage.
Yeah, I'm not just giving this to you for lip service. Like this shit actually has made Ash and I millions of dollars. This concept. You are the professor that has to be able to teach it. It's that simple. You know, you've got it. Robert Kiyosaki's obviously the OG. He taught me this, and then I've taught the masses. I'm teaching you guys to teach it. You have to be able to teach this concept. It's like in order to get your license to work here, you got to be able to teach this concept. Right?
And
like
it's that
important.
Further, yeah, one step further. I had this also on my screen. Is let me just show you one step which is the part I missed. I think I still should have gotten an 8 out of 10 on this call, but this is the other part I was going to get into. Is this? And I took this from Steve. So thank you, Steve, for bringing this link to me. And I would say let's look at some investment. Once I go through the buy sell businesses like here, like over here, show them the price tags. I come over here and I say, Bo, let's look at some your monthly cash flow. What's it going to take to build this business for you to make $250,000? And I'm always focusing on their goal because that's what they want. If I told them about 700,000 a year, which I think for them they're thinking, well, this guy's talking way over my head. Unless the guy's already making $500,000 with his other business, or whatever. But let's just say, Bo, you want to make. Let's look at your cash flow, what your monthly outgo is going to be. So you understand. So I take this number. Let's say one of the investments. Let's say a program is $60,000. So I'm already.
Yeah, go to Biz Buy Sell. Take me to Biz Buy Sell and put in the filter 250,000 cash flow right to the left.
Yeah. So yeah, and you could put numbers here and say, let's just say.
No. Go to bizbuysell.com on your tab.
Okay.
Now go to filter. Or you got to search first.
Okay, here.
Yeah, search. Now go to filter. More filters.
Where is it?
Right,
Here?
right. There you go.
right there. And so this is how you make this more. You show them, all right, I'm going to put your cash flow in, cash flow minimum
Oh, okay. That's cool.
250 or 200.
Yeah,
And
that's my
then
goal.
maximum 300. And now you say, now this is what it will cost to buy a business to get your cash flow goal.
Oh, okay. So you need to invest. Okay, gotcha.
So in order to get that, it costs you, let's say 400,000. Now let me show you how much 400,000 is going to actually cost you per month.
Okay, so I take this number and put it
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That's it. And that's how you show them.
Now I used a high interest rate because I want to always go backwards if I used a low, because let's say you have you're paying at a high interest rate, or you can use a lower one, whatever, but that's you can play with that. Let's just use 10% over 10 years. So you're going to be spending $5,286 per month to run this business. Where is it? The one we just showed you, right?
It's right back at the California Biz Buy Sell, right to the left of your tab.
Yeah, there. So this is what it's going to cost or invest in. And guys, what I've been using, instead of saying cost, I'm using invest. You want to sound like you're a business consultant, invest, because cost is the average person. So you'd be investing this much money, which is still not a bad return if you think about it. You know, you're cash flowing at 250,000, you're getting a return that's not bad. But where are you going to come up with the money, Bill? That's where they get stuck. They go, oh man, yeah, I can't. For me to make 250,000.
And then you say, and okay, let's say that you could get a loan for 400,000. How are you going to come up with the 80,000 down?
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. You got to put it down payment. Yeah. So here, let's say if you were to, what Bo showed you, let's say the investment was 60,000. I just throw this out there because I want them to focus already on the lifetime, right? Yeah. Let's look at what your monthly outgo is going to be. Now that makes them feel, oh yeah, I could maybe afford that versus 5,000, right? So do you feel that if you were investing, that this is where I find a lot of people say yes to. Do you feel if you were making an investment of $792 per month that could potentially make you 20,000 a month, is that a good return on your investment, do you think?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we'll go over that in the business plan, and then
you're right. This right here is what sells them.
Yeah,
showing them that. You went up, you did the 400K, you brought it down to, that's price anchoring 101, man. Great job. Perfect.
So anyway.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a team effort, guys. I got a lot of this information from Steve and even Ty and the rest of you guys. So thanks.
What did you guys get from that? That was great. Lee, what'd you get? Patrick?
Yeah, I got that it's certainly the visualization of showing them what they're trying to make per year. You need to bring them down, and that just definitely shows them, how that's going to work.
Yeah.
And you're not selling them, you're asking questions. You're asking
you guys can make your own visuals like Ash did. Get a PowerPoint. Most of you have that on your computer. It comes with it. If you got Windows, use PowerPoint or notes or whatever and create a quick little 3-slide PowerPoint like Ash did. It's not hard.
I did it on Google Docs. So
yeah.
But the key thing here is always let them read it rather than you reading it, because when they read it themselves, they're buying it. If you're reading it off the screen, they might be their thoughts might be on something else, and you're not persuading them. So I find that's a key, is letting them say, what does it say on the screen? You take it, just like a teacher telling a student read it, and they're buying into it then. So I don't have to sound like I'm pushing them.
Yeah.
I like how you're reinforcing Robert Kiyosaki too. It's you're leveraging him as the expert, and you're also an expert, but you're really leveraging him. So it's not coming from your mouth; it's coming from someone who's trusted in the industry already.
Yeah.
Which I think is really powerful, along with the visuals. Really a powerful combo.
I would encourage everybody to watch this video or watch this training again. I think I'm going to watch it again because I picked up some things.
I like doing it right after too, like you said, right after. That was the last thing they watched was Robert Kiyosaki, and then doing that, and then price anchoring the 400 first, and then the smaller one. That's really good.
I mean, just me looking at that right there made an impact on me, and I've seen this 1,000 times. Not what you did, but I've seen this concept 1,000 times. But I hadn't even price anchored the cash flow like you did, like right there. That was brilliant.
Well, you did a
Showing
video.
the cash flow on 400K, and then, but I talked about it, but not showing it. Like showing it makes a massive impact.
Yeah, they see the numbers, and the calculator tells them, hey, this is what your payment's going to be to the exact penny. And now they know that you're a professional, you know what you're talking about.
The only thing that could happen on that is they get a 5-year note. A lot of these notes, the payments is based on 5 years. That
Yeah.
like me and these guys will, and Lynn and Jill and Ted will get them. But because they're already sold on the 792, it's like, okay, I understand the concept. Even if the payment's higher, they're more willing to accept it because of that anchor's already in their mind. So they're like, oh, okay, but still, okay, got it. I'll pay it, no problem. You know? So yeah, that's the
Yeah. Or they might do the 1 year plan, the 40K one at least. So
yeah. Good.
10% on a 5 years, $1,200. So it's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say I make this maybe, so as I'm going through all this, it's so much simpler than what I do. So it's really eye-opening. In any event, so think about this. So if we can get them to $5,000 a month income in 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, really the business doesn't cost them anything. You follow, in other words, so we're so focused, I think we're so focused on cost that we have to flip the script on them and have them focus on cash flow. Because the biggest hurdle an employee, right? So let's say, so I'll say this, and I am not, I thought I was brilliant at this and I suck. Excuse me. No, because I'm giving them numbers and this and that, blah blah blah. But think about this. So it's like, all right. So let's say the payment's $500 a month. So how much does the business really cost you? And I go, well, it really doesn't cost you anything if you get to 5,000 a month in 3 months, because you know what I'm saying. Maybe it costs you $1,500, like, or the guy who had a interest-free credit card for $35,000, put the 25,000, his payments total were $40 a month for 15 months. So how much did the business cost him? It
Should
didn't
be
cost him
0.
anything.
Yeah.
No, it didn't cost him anything. So like, but I don't know, I guess, but
Well, no, this is the biggest, this is my finale on every speech I give on this subject is at the end of the day, you're borrowing money. You're as an OPM, you're borrowing money from the bank to buy the business. You're also borrowing enough money from the bank to make your payments until the business starts making money. So you're borrowing more than you need, right? So if it costs 60, you're borrowing, let's say 80, right? So you borrow 20,000 more than you need. You got enough money to make your payments for 3 to 6 months. You got enough money for ad spend. The bank paid for all of it. You're making money from the people buying your affiliate products. That money's coming in your pocket. You're paying the bank back with that money. Therefore, you've never touched your own money.
yeah.
You're using the bank's money to make you money. And so it doesn't cost you anything, really.
Right. And then when you go back to bizbuysell.com, because I've been through it a dozen times over the weekend, if you go to the technology-based business, the multiples Ash just looked like it was 2 to 1, which is baloney.
Yeah, and that's on most like traditional brick and mortar.
Right. So the biz buy sell, the technology businesses are 5 to 7 to 1 at least. And so so anyway, whatever.
And that's another thing too, is when you and Ash, you could add to this. So Mr. and Miss clients, once you potentially hit $250,000 in revenue, let me show you this business. And you can do what Steven says, you can show them on biz buy sell, a technology business, e-commerce business. Look at how much this is selling for based on the cash flow. And you can say, when you're at 250, you can sell this for 1.25 million up to 1.75 million.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, it's good.
So it's a great, guys, I'm telling you, when you get the concept, you learn how to teach it as a professor, right? as a teacher of cash flow and good debt, bad debt, OPM principle, price anchoring, all of that, it'll just make you money and you won't be able to stop the money from coming in.
Yeah, because if they have access to inexpensive capital, it doesn't cost them anything. That's the thing. It's like, I don't want to overstate that, but cost is such a minor factor compared to the, if we could get them to focus just on the cash flow, then it can transform their, but most people, like you said, what did you say, Bo? You said it once, it was really good. The employee mindset is always struggles with cost or is focused on cost. And that's
Yeah, they're always focused on the price versus the cash flow.
correct.
The
And
ROI,
that's
the
an
return on
employee
their investment.
mindset. You've got to shift their mindset into cash flow.
Mhm.
Right.
And the only way to do that, well, there's a lot of ways to, but the best way to do it is what Ash just did. He showed 400K cash flow, and then he said, okay, imagine if this was 60K. For you to be
Same
able to make
return,
20,
exactly.
for you
They
to
were
be able to
leveraged.
make $21,000 a month in income, would you
Yeah.
pay $792?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So now they're anchored, they're there. So when they go to the business plan, it's not a big deal. They're thinking of 60,000 as $792 versus 60,000 as 60,000.
And Bo, you did a video that we can't find it, that you talked about high interest rate. Even if the interest rate was 20%, you can see that, it still would make sense even if it was. So you
And you
leave
can
that.
show that with that tool that you had up. Just show that.
Yeah, you can adjust the interest rate.
Yeah. Good call. Great job, Ash.
Thanks.
But if I